you're raising money, you're thinking about, first and foremost, we're just coming off of news about crypto, so let's stick with crypto. Bitcarbon, what exactly does it do?
So Bitcarbon is a significant breakthrough in the world of cryptocurrencies. It's a currency that is based on the first blockchain native commodity, which is the diamond standard coin. That currency can be used just like Bitcoin, but it has a real asset behind it. And as such, it's basically macro hedged, that as a real asset, it's hedged against inflation.
Why do you need to therefore trade it on a blockchain?
Well, our commodity requires the blockchain because to prove that the commodity is fair and fungible, we need to store all of the provenance of the diamonds in a public format.
I see. And let's take a look at the diamonds that you're creating, because what's so interesting is, of course, people don't usually use diamonds as commodity because they're not exact. They're not all exactly the same. It's very hard to commoditize them, for want of a better word. But you found a way to do that. Just show us what you have.
That's exactly right. So what we built is the world's first fungible diamond commodity, and this is what it looks like. These are diamond standard coins, and the breakthrough is that each coin contains a regulator-approved equivalent grouping of diamonds, which means they have the same exact value. And this commodity has been approved already to asset-backed futures on the CME, for example. And inside each coin is a wireless computer chip that stores a blockchain token. So while this commodity sits in a vault, you and I can trade the token instantly, electronically, and globally.
How hard has it been to get the chips at the moment? Are you having any supply chain issues?
We have had a hard time getting the chips. Fortunately, we have reserved tens of thousands, so we do have enough supply. And also, fortunately, diamonds aren't really subject to the supply chain problems with ships, for example, because we ship all of our diamonds by air.
Okay, so air cargo. I'm interested in, whether these, when you're looking at the amount that you're coining, I mean, how many are there in existence at the moment? Will there be a limited supply? Will you continue to keep on making them?
Well, that's what's so interesting about diamonds. They're the forgotten commodity. The above ground value of diamonds is over 1.2 trillion, which is more than all the silver, platinum, palladium, and rhodium combined. But diamonds could never be used by investors because you could never mark them to market. They were all different. What we solved is how to make diamonds the same through a regulator-approved fungible commodity. And now we believe that investors will, for the first time, be able to acquire diamonds as a store of wealth, a hedge, or a speculative investment, and that diamonds will catch up with palladium, for example, and investors own 15% of all the world's palladium.
Is there any risk that diamonds go down in value? I mean, people are now being able to build diamonds to a certain degree.
Certainly. So we only use natural diamonds, and if you look at the last 17 years of returns, diamonds have been flat because they're at an equilibrium. The supply equals the demand. We are now introducing tremendous new demand from institutional investors for diamonds.
Tremendous. How do you measure the tremendous? How can you tell us about the demand that you've seen thus far?
Our current offering is 650 million, and the total production of diamonds per year is around 20 to 30 billion. So that's a significant slice for a first year of a new commodity.
And you've seen people, I mean, I know you're just announcing this now, but the institutional investors have been warm to it?
Absolutely. So we already have the partners for the ETF that you mentioned, which will be launching on the New York Stock Exchange upon approval.
And why do an ETF?
To make it accessible to consumers,
I see.
right? Consumers don't normally hold commodities, and they may not want to trade the token, which is a bit of an encumbrance. So by putting it into an ETF, we make it very accessible.
Where next for Diamond Standard? You're announcing this what you're raising. You're also, of course, got Bitcarbon as this crypto stable coin, I suppose technically it is, the ETF. What's your hope? What's your dream?
Well, we've just entered an agreement with a firm called Horizon Kinetics, which is a $7 billion or so hedge fund. They operate several of the best performing mutual funds this year, according to Morningstar. And with them, we're launching a trust product that'll be listed on the OTC markets system, and that'll be the first trust or first, not quite ETF, but for accredited investors, a fund that they can invest in. And for that, we already have $50 million committed.